King Charles has delivered a rare speech to Canada's Parliament, highlighting its sovereignty and freedom amid repeated threats of annexation from US President Donald Trump. Our North America correspondent Lauren Day joins us now from Washington. Good morning, Lauren. What was the King's message to the people of Canada?
Morning, Bridget. Well, the speech made no direct mention of President Donald Trump, but it was clear that he was the elephant in the room. This was a historic and symbolic speech. It's only been 3 times that the British monarch has delivered this speech from the throne to Canada's Parliament. The last time was in 1977, but this visit was no accident. The new Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, who of course recently won an election on an anti-Trump platform, invited the monarch after Donald Trump repeatedly made these threats to annex Canada and make it the 51st state of America. Now, in the speech, the King described Canada as strong and free. He repeatedly used words like sovereignty, self-determination and freedom, and he said that the country could build new alliances and a new economy that serves all Canadians. He also alluded to the tensions with the US, saying that the Prime Minister and President of the United States have begun defining a new economic and security relationship between Canada and the US, rooted in mutual respect to deliver benefits for both sovereign nations. Of course, sovereign being a very important word there, and one that the King used repeatedly in this speech. So this speech was subtle, but it was pointed, and the message was really clear that Canada already has a king. Here's a little of what King Charles had to say.
A confident Canada, which has welcomed new Canadians, including from some of the most tragic global conflict zones, can seize this opportunity by recognizing that all Canadians can give themselves far more than any foreign power on any continent can ever take away.
So as you mentioned, Lauren, the speech appeared to have a wider audience than just Canadians.
That's right, Bridget. Canadians, like many Australians, are largely indifferent to the monarchy, so this wasn't necessarily for them, nor was it for the members of Parliament who'd gathered to hear it either. This was for Donald Trump. We know that he is a long-time fan of the royal family. He's met King Charles before. He met with the late Queen. He's met Prince William, a number of other members of the royal family over many years. And you might remember back in February when Keir Starmer visited the White House, he brought this letter of invitation from King Charles, and at the time Donald Trump was very excited about this. He called the King a beautiful man, a wonderful man. So wheeling out the King is clearly an attempt by the new Prime Minister Mark Carney to try to put a lid on Donald Trump's escalating rhetoric and those escalating threats.